is RTV6 News at 7, working for you.
Stormy start to your evening in central Indiana. The weather now moving east, leaving behind, as you can see, standing water after dumping rain and hail on the metro area. And right now we're getting our first look at some of the damage left behind. Take a look at your screen right there. You can see a tree snapped and fell on a truck that near Meridian and Thompson Streets on the city's south side. And there's a massive tree in the road right now at 34th and Washington. Good evening to you, and thanks for joining us. I'm Rafael Sanchez. Now at 7, thousands of people are waiting for crews to restore their electricity. The latest count, some 47,000 people in the dark in multiple counties. The other big story, of course, behind me, our Weather Now camera system. As you can see, the storms are out of the way. It looks much more clearer. It is a Storm Team 6 alert day, and Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is standing by to tell you what is the latest. Kevin, fill us in.
And Rafael, you had a good view. Looking northwest of Indianapolis, severe threat is gone. It's looking to the south and east, where we have the strengthening storm. Warning just issued in Bartholomew County, basically between Columbus and Seymour. A very strong storm is moving rapidly to the south and east and will produce nearly 60-mile-per-hour winds. The storm that had the warnings all the way from Illinois into Indiana basically collapsed here, bringing some rain across Spencer. Here's your core of the storm that's gaining in strength. We got to watch this. Columbus down to Seymour. Do not hop on I-65. Wind gusts will reach 60 miles per hour or stronger in the core of this. There's a 36-mile-per-hour gust, but that's not the leading edge. That's behind the blast of wind and the torrential rainfall. Hail will accompany this as well. Columbus, Seymour, then to North Vernon, over to Versailles. This is the most dangerous area now. Storms rapidly dropping southeast.
Kevin, thank you so much. More break-ins are happening in broad daylight. This video you're about to see shows two people accused of breaking out a window and stealing items from a home near North Side. It happened just before 8:30 this morning. RTV6's Paris LaBelle shows you what you can do to protect yourself as well as all of your neighbors.
It's here in the Heron Morton neighborhood where that crime happened this morning, and police say they've seen an increase in some of those property crimes, especially when people are leaving for work in the morning. Police call it a crime of opportunity. People leaving for work and their homes are empty. It's exactly what happened this morning in the 1900 block of North New Jersey Street. This is Ring doorbell video of two people looking inside the front windows and the front door. Moments later, the home's ADT alarm sounds. Police are dispatched and find a broken window with items inside missing. Police call the Heron Morton neighborhood one of the safer parts of the city, but crimes like this can happen anywhere and in an instant, and police say more are happening during daylight hours. Crime statistics we pulled from the city show nearly 175 reported incidents of break-ins to vehicles and homes in a 6-block radius of this morning's burglary since the middle of November.
This neighborhood has now gotten to the point where there is value and there are people here who have things, and that's why we have that issue.
Police say besides locking your doors and keeping things out of sight, there's still more that you can do.
Even if you don't like your neighbor, I don't care. Go knock on the door. Get to know your neighbors. Wave and say hello. Know what shifts they work. Be nosy, to be nibby. That's what we want. You don't have to go out and get involved. Call us, call the neighbors.
Police say to make sure to call 911 if you do see a crime in progress. We put a link to those crime maps right now in the RTV6 app and at theindychannel.com. On the near north side, Paris LaBelle, RTV6.
The new home building market is hot right now, right here in central Indiana. But as many people opt to build their own home from the ground up, they're learning the system may not protect them like they thought it would. Permits for new family homes in Marion County alone were up just 23% in 2018 compared to 2017. So how do you avoid a home building nightmare? We went to a member of the board of directors for the Builders Association of Greater Indianapolis. Some of the recommendations include having a contract with the builder, using a realtor, and researching those builders. You should also hire an independent inspector and work with the builder to fix the issues before you buy. Also, another thing to consider, make sure you do a walkthrough before you buy and be reasonable.
So it's very common in the first year, for example, to have settlement. The home needs to go through a heating and a cooling season. It'll settle. You'll get what people refer to as nail pops, and you'll get some cracks and some drywall. And it would be a good question to ask is, will the builder come out and take care of that?
Tonight on the news at 11, you'll hear the story of one Indianapolis couple who says their dream home turned into a nightmare. Months after moving in, inspectors uncovered code violations and unsafe living conditions. We'll show you the measures that they took to protect themselves and their children. They're sharing their stories tonight so that this does not happen to you. Their story tonight on the news at 11. New technology is coming to local school buses. Safety features in school buses in Columbus will help protect kids and the drivers. RTV6's Stephanie Wade rode along to see how this technology will work.
This is just one of the new features on these new buses. They have 4 cameras here, one on either side. So when drivers are backing up or students are walking around the bus, the drivers have a full 360 view. This is pretty high tech to have on a school bus.
Yes, we're the only school corporation in the state of Indiana that have this technology.
Among this new technology on 8 of the 131 Bartholomew Consolidated School Corporation buses is collision avoidance. The driver's seat will vibrate, an alarm will go off, and the bus will slow itself down if a car or someone walks too close by. It'll also tell you what the speed limit is, wherever you are, how far you are from the car in front of you, and in bad weather, when it rains or snows and tires might slip or slide, the bus will straighten itself out to prevent a crash. To these bus drivers,
It makes me feel more at ease that I know, hey, I can actually see this spot here or back here. Like right now, I can't see the back of my bus other than what I see in that reflective mirror.
and to parents. How do you feel about this?
I think it's a good improvement. It does make me feel safer sending kids to school with the accidents that have been happening. Just kind of gives the bus drivers more technology, keep our kids safe.
Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Each of those buses cost more than $118,000. They were bought as part of a pilot program. They will hit the streets this coming fall. Tonight, people living near a Westside Park say they want the city to make improvements for the neighborhood's children. Lentz Park is in the Hallville off of North Traub Street. And every Sunday, people meet there for Lynn Park Project. It's an effort to keep kids active and strengthen community relationships. But organizer Tedrick Hardy says the park needs some big upgrades. There is grass growing between cracked concrete on the basketball court, and the nets and the backboards are not holding up.
Breaks my heart every time I see it, but I probably got like 10 or 15 nets stocked up that I'm gonna keep up for this summer. So I'm gonna keep doing my job till the city come through and take over from there.
Now, Hardy says the park has only one bench and only one trash can. We reached out to Indy Parks with the concerns. Indy Park says it plans to install benches and trash cans by early June. The agency tells RTV6 that they're grateful for neighbors and the community organizations that come together to help care for and enhance the city's public spaces. Indy Parks has inspected that basketball court and determined there is no quick fix. It needs to be completely replaced. Salesforce is stepping up its pledge to make sure more people have the skills that they need to succeed on the job.
I figure if I've got Stephanie and Shauna and Zach on my side, I can do $1 million, no problem.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
The chairman of Salesforce was in Indianapolis to officially sign the White House pledge to America's workers. He initially pledged to train or skill up 500,000 people nationwide. Now, it's 1 million people. Presidential advisor Ivanka Trump came to Indy for that event. The pledge encourages businesses to invest in their workforce through training programs. And later in our Hiring Hoosiers report, Ivanka Trump details keys to success and why spending money on training and improving current worker skills, she says, will pay off big time. Next on the news at 7, this is how today's Indy 500 practice at the Speedway ended. A lot of weather out there. Severe weather moved in quickly and sent the teams, as you can imagine, and the fans scrambling for cover. Before all of that, though, there was another crash early in the day. Day first, and Tony Kanaan have a full recap coming up next on the news at 7. Kevin?
And Doug Bowles just tweeted a little bit ago of a tree snapped there at the Motor Speedway they're cleaning up. This is the most intense storm right now between Columbus and Seymour along I-65, producing hail and some 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. How we'll start to calm down coming up.
Only on RTV6 News.
From from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is Trackside 6.
Day 3 at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway practice, getting closer to Fast Friday tomorrow, qualifying this weekend.
It finally rained.
It finally rained. You know, it kind of worked out well because a lot of guys were already off the track and had their program done for the day.
Yeah, we kind of knew. I mean, we knew it was extremely windy. From 3 o'clock on, we had gusts of 20 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to run that way because we knew it was not going to be representative to tomorrow, to Saturday, and to race day. So a lot of people did their work early in the morning, 11 to 1. A couple people tried to do a little bit of a long run at 3 o'clock, and then at 4 o'clock it got dark.
And here's what happened just after noon. A 20-year-old rookie out of Mexico, Patricio Award. He was following Helio Castroneves at the time. Back in, came around, and he's along for the ride at that point.
The car did this job. I mean, it went up in the air and goes straight back down. So, again, props to IndyCar to make it safer.
No tow, all told. And it was, only 1,700 laps. I say only, but I mean, because everyone's working on different stuff, I don't know if this is really representative.
Well, it was windy, but look at the speeds, right? This is what I did with no tow yesterday as well, around 224. So I would say right now, tomorrow morning, you will see a 229, 230.
What Fast Friday means is boost goes into the cars. You're looking at another 5, maybe, 6 miles an hour?
That's what they're saying. We never know. Hopefully. Hopefully 6 for me and 5 for the others.
Here's the thing. You never, ever know at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Good luck tomorrow. Fast Friday qualifying is going to be here before we know it. Tony Kanaan, day first, as the News at 7 rolls on.
Guys, thank you so much. And right now, people are dealing with power outages and storm damage after that line of storms rolled through. But, Kevin, it's all looking better, right?
In Indy, yeah. Columbus to Seymour, still a wicked storm there. I think the fact that the ground is so saturated, you get winds 50, 60 miles per hour, easy to topple some of those trees, and that's led to our power outages. One lone warning with an intense storm, as we mentioned, in southern Bartholomew, then into Jackson and Jennings counties on the southeast side. The storm that produced lots of hail and funnel cloud reports has collapsed, no longer a threat as it crosses 231 between Bloomfield and Spencer. This is the most intense storm right over Seymour now along Interstate 65, and it will pass almost between Seymour and North Vernon, diving south and east quickly. There's the hail associated with this that will cross I-65 as well. Seymour to North Vernon to Versailles getting the strongest portion of that, but you can see how quickly that's going to race toward the Ohio River. Severe weather threat is over northwest of Bloomington to Indianapolis to Muncie line, and a very limited opportunity for additional severe weather in the next half hour to hour south and east of Indy. Well, we definitely cooled things off, didn't we? Temperature down to 62, rain-cooled degrees in Indy. It's 81 in Bedford. Notice back in Illinois, temperatures jump into the upper 70s quickly behind the rain. Tomorrow, a nicer day. Temperatures upper 70s, chance for mid-80s to the south. The chance of a thunderstorm, 30%. Not overwhelming, and it would be during the heat of the day. 7 a.m., couple of thunderstorms northeast Indiana. Between 1 and 4, you see the landscape dotted by a couple of showers and thunderstorms. Very limited, though. The threat for rain will be pushed into Michigan for a little bit, then drop south on a Sunday, increasing our chance for rain. Best day of the weekend, Saturday. It will be breezy, 85. Then on Sunday, thunderstorms develop. 79 will be the temperature. There are your hourly temperatures on Saturday, up to 85 degrees. Here's your 7-day forecast. Temperatures in the 80s next 2 days. Then we cool down, but still stay at average or above into next week.
Next at 7, the building blocks for future success. The new facility is seeking to prepare the next generation of scientists, doctors, and innovators.
About workforce is really just unleashing people's full potential.
And Ivanka in Indy, Ms. Trump on what must change to make sure people can move up the career ladder. That and much more next in your nightly Hiring Hoosiers report only on RTV6.
Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Hiring Hoosiers, our focus, connecting you to jobs, training programs, and exploring those issues that may keep you from work. Now, within the past hour, a big ribbon cutting in Johnson County with the goal of getting the next generation of people into those high-demand science jobs. Franklin College officially dedicated its renovated and expanded science building. The event held indoors because of the weather. The college, through its efforts, raised more than $10 million to invest in that facility and doubling doubling the space at Barnes Hall. The center's 12 teaching labs and 3 student research labs are geared to prepare students for numerous science careers, specifically linking them to the life sciences and the biotech industries right here in central Indiana. Today, presidential advisor Ivanka Trump was in Indy to talk about jobs. As I mentioned earlier in this newscast, she was at the Salesforce Tower in downtown Indianapolis to promote the White House's initiative on getting companies to focus on providing training for its workforce,
which has been a national call to action to say to employers, this is a good investment, and it's one that you owe your communities and you owe your employees. You need to invest in their skills. We don't even know the jobs that all of the brilliant innovators in here will create through the technologies and through the startups that you either enable or launch yourselves. So we can't predict exactly what the future will look like, but we have a pretty good sense of the fact that it's changing rapidly, more rapidly than ever before, and learning cannot be compartmentalized to a period of time in our life that's 0 through 16 or 18 or 22 or even 40, that we constantly need to be sharpening our skills. So whether it's in response to, like Zach said, a layoff, and out of need, or whether it's more generally wanting to take the work that you're doing and the career path you're on and create a different trajectory for yourself. So I think as a society, if our goal can be to think about learning differently as a lifelong pursuit, and if we can celebrate equally all the great pathways and remove the stigma that exists for not securing a degree, but instead focuses on the skills that you've earned through the experiences and life experiences you've had, I think we'll all be better off.
Ivanka Trump in Indy today. More than 200 companies are participating in the White House Training Pledge. It's Thursday, which means our Hiring Hoosiers career coaches are ready to empower you. Tonight, setting up a plan to land that new job.
3 quick, easy, and effective ways to find a new career path would be, first, ask yourself this question. If I woke up tomorrow morning with unlimited resources like time or money, what things would I want to be doing with those resources? And what would I want to support? This question will help you understand what drives you. Where is your passion? Well, it's an easy equation. Your engagement, what are you doing? What are you interested in? And there you go. It's just that easy. Second, you want to take a look at Indiana Career Explorer and do the 3 assessments that are there. They're free. The first assessment is your skills competence, then your career interest, and your work values assessment. Once you get the results from those 3 assessments, you will be given your top 5 career paths. The third thing you want to do is take the Holland Code quiz. You can Google Holland Code quiz and find several free assessments. It's just going to tell you what your personality is like and your interests. Again, once you get your personalized Holland Code quiz, you can go back into Indiana Career Explorer, input that code, and it will bring up 5 new career paths according to your interests. Because the idea is if you are in a job that you're interested in and passionate about, you're just going to be happier.
We want to thank our career coach, LaDawn Weston with Central 9 in Johnson County. You can find that story along with so many others right now on our website, hiringhoosiers.com. Still ahead on the news at 7, it's signing day for students who have full-time jobs and benefits to look forward to right after high school. Their story next, right here on RTV6.
Jeep Ram.
The only name you need to know.
Some local students, they signed on to their new careers today, and we're not talking about athletes. Central 9 Career Center held its own signing day for students who have been earning both dual high school and college credits, preparing them for careers in industries like manufacturing, IT, health science, and construction. Central 9 has been around for decades, but for the first time, an instructor organized a signing ceremony for his senior students who already landed welding jobs and launched their careers.
A career is a forever thing, you know. Once you start building one, you got that until you're ready to retire.
They're really doing a great job. I've got 20 seniors and 18 of them have jobs right out of high school. Some at $17 an hour with benefits.
Best luck to all of them. Central 9 Career Center open to students from 9 high schools in Johnson County and southern Marion County. Kevin?
You may hear the chainsaw in your neighborhood here. This is 34th and Washington, near Northeast Side, not far from the Children's Museum. This is on the south side of Marion County. No longer a severe weather threat for most of central Indiana. The strongest storms now moving away from Seymour, North Vernon to the south and east. Much calmer overnight. No storms expected.
Thanks for making RTV6 your choice for news. Our Trackside 6 special coming up right here next. Let's see you tonight on the